Good, we're recording. Welcome everybody. Let's give it a few more seconds. We are now 7, 8 people on. Hello, Glenn.
Hi,
Katia.
everybody.
Hi, Anthony.
Hello.
Hello, Yvonne is on. Everyone is on. Elana, welcome. Paula is on from America. Yo, it's still early. What's 7? 6 o'clock in the morning. Rochelle is on. Welcome. Zelda is on. Good. We're getting there. And it looks like 10. Good. I'm just going to mute everybody. Right. Welcome. This is the second training call for 12th November, the 1 o'clock call, mostly for South Africans, but always good to see some of the Americans also waking up early. All too beautiful. Today we're going to talk about preparing your fields, or in Gift of Legacy terms, preparing your boards. I posted a little short video clip. It comes from the movie Facing the Giants, where this old man who in the mornings walk past the lockers of the school children and pray for the kids. But in this specific clip, he walks past the lockers to the office of the coach, and he then gives him a message. And when he walks out, coach follows him and asks him, are you sure that this message is from God? And he then explains to the coach about 2 farmers that both prayed for rain. One went out to prepare his fields, the other one not. And the question was, who do you think received the rain? Now, preparing your boards, if you know a little bit about farming, if you take a piece of land which not been worked on before, you go survey, see what rocks there are, what trees you need to take out, what trees can be saved and replanted. And then you took your tractor, and you take your tractor and that whatever plow machinery you've got behind it, and go prepare the field. That's not where it ends. You then need to put some nasty fertilizing chemicals in there. I don't like chemicals, so I'll rather take 20 tons horse manure and plow it in there. Let it lie for a while, and then you plant, and then the rain will come. Same with the boards. We had our compression this week. Some boards got a few people extra on. Some boards got changed. The first thing that we need to understand, everybody on here, is positions. So I am now going again to say screen, and I'm going to show you the beautiful photos that Elana posted for you. There's the gifters. This is a phone view. Top right to left is position 1 to 4. Bottom left to right is 5 to 6. On a computer, it works on the left from top to bottom 1 to 4, and on the right hand side from the bottom up. That is your positions. Save this photo so that you don't get confused. There's still people who get confused if I talk about number positions on the board. There is your boulder positions 1 and 2 on the left, 3 and 4 on the right hand side. Oh, this is a beautiful board. It is all too beautiful. Okay, stop sharing. Everybody understands the numbers, the position numbers on the board? Shout yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I do.
Thanks.
Yes, thank
Good.
you.
Right. Now let's
Yes,
talk
thank
about
you.
compression. Compression is not finished because all the positions on the board is not full. The ideal situation is 7 profiles on the board, 1 legend, 2 guides, 4 boulders, and then you start working on the board, depending on who needs invitees and who's got invitees and who can sponsor in and who got people to be sponsored in. Ideal situation, if you request a little group that we can work on, there will be seven people on the board. But now we find that there's boulder positions open. Now there's two easy ones to work with, is when position 1 and 3 is open. Speak to the legend and we make arrangements. The link goes out then from the guide position, falls in position 1 if it's left, or position 5 when it's right. And after it's confirmed, it will trickle up to the boulder position, and there the board is ready to be worked on in very serious terms. Then you sometimes find that position 2 or position 4 is open on the boulder, which needs a little bit more planning and a little bit more gifting. You fill position 1 and 2, and then the third gifter will land on there. So when we start working on that board, the legend already received 2 gifts for position 1 and 2. 3 will trickle up to boulder number 2. If it's on the right hand side, number 4 boulder is open, we first fill position 5 and 6 after the legend is gifted, and confirmed we fill position 7. If that one is confirmed, then it moves up to the boulder position. Very, very easy to do that if everybody on that board works together and everybody understand what we are about. Now, one thing that we realize is they're also moving people around on the board for various reasons. We had an issue where the right guide got moved to boulder position number 2 on the left, leaving the right side of the board completely empty and 4 people on the left. I'm going to take you to the photo of that board. Let's just do the screenshot thing again. Telegram. Fine. Scroll up and up and up. This is a busy group. That is how the board looked like when Andrew, who is managing the Seeds of Love profiles, this legend here, sent it to me. 4 open gifter spots on the left, 4 on the right, 2 boulders short and 1 guide. So we quickly worked out what we're going to do here. The first point of action was to decide that we are going to use the people that could not guess what's in my cup on Thursday, who I said I'll give you all a sponsored profile. I made arrangement with Andrew that for his version 2 profile I'll do the gifting, and let's get this board done. Andrew's a very accommodating person, and we worked for many months together. He understands what I do. So we got a link out from Leah24, who's not muted, and we registered a profile. I said to Andrew, you don't have many profiles because you put so much into Seeds of Love. Take a profile for yourself. So he registered and confirmed himself in position 1. We then asked Leah for another link, and I put a sub-lineage profile in there, which is a sponsorship profile, and got confirmed. So Leah was then sorted with a full circle. You can see there's a full circle. Number 1 invitee, number 2 invitee. I then asked Andrew for 2 links for 3 and 4. First one registered, the second one had some issues with getting to her messages and different time zone. So we replaced that one with another person in our time zone, and there is the 2 positions filled, number 3 and 4. And I then said to Andrew, do not confirm, because there's 2 options now. For the right hand side, you send out a link from the legend position, or you assist. Step by step, already got now 2 invitees. We can sort out new subline now already. That's subline 34. So we send out 2 links from there. There's a first American that registered. Can that person just mute here?
Ja, en as maar dis sal iets wees wat kan toemaak. So iets kan bedak. So dit sal baie ouers.
Bobby?
Die meng is nie aan te werk. Of jy kan maar
Don't want to mute.
En dan sal wees. Dan is dit 'n
Okay, there it's muted now. Good, let's send screen again. Share screen. All right, there we go. Now there's the first of the Americans on board. I send the second link out then from the left side of the board, position number 2. There's a third one on. We again tried to get hold of the other person and couldn't get hold. I said, right, I'll use a third link from this profile. It's a sponsorship profile. I want to make it as strong as possible. And we registered another sponsorship profile there. And then I said to Andrew, now you can start confirming. Who are we going to move up? For trickle up, so we confirmed position number 5. The first photo that Andrew then sent to me shortly after confirmation moved to boulder number 3. And when he exited the board and entered again, she moved up to position number, to the guide position. Gifter number 6, Scallywag, got confirmed, trickled up. And then we confirmed number 7, and I trickled up. I then said to him, confirm 3 and 4 on the left. And they got confirmed. And that's then how the board looked like. So we've got the left sorted out. After the split off, Leslie's profile in guide moves to legend. And the other profile moves back to guide. So there's no position lost. We've also got 2 of the gifters who's now boulders on the new board with their 2s in already. And on the left-hand side, we can work on those 2. So in future, every board from here that splits off, we are going to use links from the gifters. Then we looked on the right-hand side and we asked Doxy 11 to send out 2 links so that the guide is covered with 2 invitees, and from Calivac 1 link. No, I lie. Before that, we got hold of the other American first. And we got Edith on board with a link from new sub-lineage 35. And then we asked the others for links. There's a confirmation, half circle. Doxy send out 2 links, Calivac 1, which can fall anywhere, doesn't matter, depending on which sequence they register in. Okay, the guide is busy generating links, link sent. And then we're just waiting for Calivac to send a link. The board is finished, confirmed, and the board splits. Easy as that. That's how quickly you can fill a board. Now that whole process with a time difference of 7 hours. I heard this morning we're now 7 hours different from Eastern Seaboard time. With a 7-hour time difference from America, we started working on this board yesterday morning, and the last 3 is coming on board. We also got the Doxy profile from Jen, who was registered yesterday as a gifter, moved up to Boulder, then guide, and when this board gets confirmed, move into legend in less than 24 hours. That's how fast it can go. Not all boards works like this. Sometimes goes a little bit slower, but in effect, that is how you prepare a board and work it systematically. I'm going to go back to farming. I was never a farmer in this lifetime, but I know a bit of the basics. You go survey the land, see what must be removed, rocks, trees, weeds and stuff, get that out of the way. Plow, work in your fertilizer, horse manure is the best for that. And then you let it lie for a while so it can start rotting and combining with the earth. And then you plant. In that whole process, you pray for rain. You cannot pray for rain if you don't prepare your lands. Where's the rain going to fall? It's going to run down to the rivers. Waste of good water. That is preparing your boards. Good. I don't have anything else to say about preparing your boards. I'm going to open up for questions. Feel free to unmute yourself or put up your hand. No typing. I don't want to read comments. If you don't want to talk to me, then I'm not going to read any questions. We are listening. I'm going to have an early nap today. Nobody wants to talk to me. Bobby, do you have a clever question for me?
Stefan, I don't think I've ever got a clever question. Just regarding the version 2s now, are you going to still guide us through to the board? Are we going to the oldest board, or is there a strategy that you've got planned for us?
Yeah, what we're doing now, we're currently working on position 101 and 102. That's the oldest two that's open. It's a husband and wife that got two profiles together there. And then we're also working on Mark 8. What we decided on the next 30 some odd boards, there is one person who is assisting with a lot of those legend positions, but we are not experiencing joy and cooperation from them. So I said to her in a message, you will answer my phone call or I will bypass the board. So there is a few boards till she realized I am actually going to bypass them till she talks to me about the strategy, because she's not following the strategy currently. She's doing her own thing. Very easy on the old board. Your first 4 gifts go for silver. Number 5 is your committed position. 6 and 7 is yours, and 7 go for the third bronze board. We also had a discussion. I think you were on that call with 3 of the people that is in the next 30 that we're going to work on, where we decided we're going to work on their first boards, and then that legend will go through to their perpetual board. They're doing the work on the first board, so it's only fair that we allocate that version 2 then to where their boards are sitting. We also got a few people that requested, if they go through now working on their own boards, if they can join their own perpetual boards. You've got an instance like that where Thornton got a profile. It's a mixed board. There's the side lineage that you've started building on your own, and there's submarine profiles on there. So when Thornton moves through and he finishes his version 1, we will allocate the version 2. I think it's already on the board, if I remember correctly. We will allocate it to that board. So if you work on a first version board, on a first bronze board, and you want to be added on a perpetual board where you are, you communicate with me. I will go find the board, open a little group, put it on my file, see how many people is short. I've got a very extensive file who tells me which version 2's got their first invitees in, which got none, which got 2 in, and then we will allocate accordingly. The idea behind working on your own first boards will also flow through to the perpetual board. If you work yourself through and work on that board and finish it in 7 days or 14 days, it is only fair that we allocate that version 2 profile then to on a board where you not necessarily are the legend, but maybe the guide or the builder, to get that board moving a bit faster. So it's, you work, you get rewarded. If you don't work, you're not going to see the effects. We are in compartment 19. Currently, we've finished the first 210 boarding calls on compartment 14. Some people worked so fast that they are currently, the legend is sitting in compartment 19. So it's only fair then, this person don't have early submarine profiles or on the perpetual cycle, but he's got a good friend, and we will allocate those profiles as they move through to that board. Does that answer your question, Bobby?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Good. Everybody clear on what I explained now to Bobby?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Captain.
It's a basic principle. If you don't work, I'm not going to assist. From the start, we said many, many times, and some of us not in the same exact words, but it's, you can sum it up. I can give you the tools. I can teach you how to use the tools to make yourself financially free, but you need to do the work. And unfortunately, we have more than 2,000 people on the submarine who's not cooperating and not working. So then we're going to bypass that board and work on the boards where people want to work. Most people, roughly about 80% of the committed positions, is taking positions on their own boards or sponsoring people in on their own boards, which is only fair. They are committed to with 1 or 2 positions, some even more, on a monthly basis. They don't want to take positions for themselves. We allocate somebody to be sponsored for that board. And it's been working. Some boards have been going slower, some faster. Somebody worked on a board where they got 1 person in on the first day. Somebody on the board sponsored the second one in a few days later. They now got 5 people on the board. And there's 3 people on the board who's got committed positions coming up in the next few days. They will then finish the board. If you work, we will guide you. We will assist you to get your board finished, guide you to the correct perpetual board. And there you go. Then you're set. Easy as that. All right. Any other questions?
Captain, I have one. Hello.
Shall carry on? We
Hi,
can hear
sorry.
you.
How are the sponsorship profiles doing? Are we reaching a platinum board before the end of the year? What are your thoughts?
The way we're opening groups now, let me go check the number exactly. The last time I allocated what we're doing now, let me first explain to you what we're doing with the little groups. We've got a mini group where Elise will take the photos and open a chat group. She will add me in that chat group then. Once it's open, I go find the boarding call number and add it in the title of the group. And then we add the people and we start working. Now we add stats. Farmers just refreshed. 2 days ago, without the new boards on the new chat groups, we had a total of 163 boards that we were working on. In the last 36 hours, he added another 170 groups. Gives you 330. If only 200 of that finish, gives you 25 more silver profiles. And 25 silver profiles is causing 3 more gold profiles. That is not yet enough to push the leading sponsor profiles through to platinum, but it will push the leading sponsor profile through to legend on the gold board.
Okay, super. Thank you. That's interesting to know.
Remember, if you look at the numbers, compartment 14, we are loading 1,024 boards. That is 8,192 people. So although it looks slower, that whole push will eventually flow through. If on compartment 15, we finish 2,048 boards, even if we don't finish all of them, because we're working now up to compartment 19, every board that finish is 1 more profile on a perpetual board. So every 8 boards that finish is 1 more bronze board cycling through, in effect also causing 1 more silver. So 64 boards we finish at the bottom gives you 8 more silvers, which is another gold profile. That's how you work the numbers. Does that make sense for you? Good. It's all in the numbers. I'm not gonna, I do post numbers once in a while. I update as we open chat groups, as we close them. We know exactly how many version 2s we've got. We know exactly how many version 1s we've got that need to log in that we can reactivate later. At this stage, remember version 1 get reactivated from your first silver gift on your version 2 profile. And we do have 7 version 2s already in the legend position. So we're working it that way. Good. Any other questions? Everybody clear? I'm going to have an early nap today.
Thank you, Captain.
Good. Is there any questions on anything else that you want me to to cover in the 12 noon American call, 7 o'clock South African time tonight? I think the main subject for this, the 3 training sessions today is preparing your boards. Make sure that it looks proper. Bobby is quite an expert on preparing a board. He's worked magic on some boards. We work basically on the same system. Just a quick note of advice. If you do not want to have too many profiles, but want a few, I will cover that in next week's training. Chain your profiles. What I did right at the beginning was on every profile, or on the one that I worked on first, was to send out a link to myself for a second profile and give one away to somebody that I sponsored in who can work on their own. From the second profile, you send out 2 links, use one for yourself and give one away. But it's important that you allocate them to people that knows the system, that's not going to rush, that's going to do it properly, and slowly over time build that side of the lineage. Basically, like a binary system, you work on the right leg and the left leg sort itself out with your own profiles. That's all I've got to say on that. Right, if everybody is happy that they understand everything. Paula, you're unmuted. Do you have a question for me?
Question, yes. So are we still allowed to communicate with you to ask which is the best profile to work?
Yes.
Because we have so many. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to work on a few boards, send me the photos of the ones that you think is good, or you can send them all and we will look and decide which groups to open. Some people prefer that we open groups for all the boards that they're on. That is fine. If they're not in a legend position, they send me a screenshot of the info block, find the legend on the file, confirm which boarding call it is, and we open the group. The reasoning behind that is the chat is then already open. If somebody on that board wants to work, even if they put one person in, it's fine. But they will focus on one board at a time and get it finished. Some people prefer to work on 1 or 2 at a time. Doesn't matter. I can manage. I don't think I will ever catch up again on Telegram, but I will get to every single message. I'm only 3.5 days behind currently. I work through the messages from the bottom. If there's something urgent, you tag me in that little group. I'll pick that up from the bottom where I'm tagged, work through that, and then I'll start all over where I'm not tagged. So I will get to every message. If you've got any question, or if you've got a question that's not related to your board, send it to me. I will never not answer a message. I will maybe tell you wait for guidance, and a few days later I will only answer if it's a tricky issue, but I will get to all the messages. So send the photos.
Okay.
We've got assistance. Elise is assisting opening the groups. Yanni is still capturing old screenshots which she received. Christina is assisting on capturing the usernames on the file. And I will allocate the boarding call number, and then Elise will add all the people. And then we will carry on like that. Right, Anelda, you got a question?
Yes, good afternoon, Captain. We opened our board and we are 3 people that decided we're working together. We're 3 friends. What happened then is we opened the board and we sent out the first link, and then immediately our legend gifted that person in, and it was not supposed to happen. So now the plan is not working as well as we thought it was going to work, because each one of us is going to be gifting in the other one. You understand what I'm saying? So those 2 are my 2. I'm there too. So now the legend decided she's very nice and she's going to give one of my invitees. And yes, now the plan is not working so great. So what would be the next best step?
Tag me in the group so I can go see what's, tag me in the group so I can see what's going on there.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, then I'll have a look at what discussions there were, and then I'll advise accordingly.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anthony, you've got a question?
Yes, Captain, I would like to know, there's so many trainings and presentations, and some little people take part of this information and this wonderful gifting opportunity. We're trying to work our boards. What can we do to get these people really positive and change their minds from negative to positive?
What's the motivational calls on Thursday? Send them the videos. Remember, although there's only a few people on here, if I go to the YouTube analysis page that they give us, it tells me exactly how many people is watching the videos that I post there. A lot of people watch it. I can see the length that every individual watch a video. I can see the average length. On average, everybody sits on that video for 14 minutes, whichever video I post. So those things are available. Get the people to watch a few of the videos. So far, I didn't duplicated many of the training sessions. It's always a little bit old and a little bit new. So there's various things that you can look at and show them the link tree of Gift of Legacy so that they can go watch those videos as well. The main thing that you can do is to go out into the world with the right attitude and sow the seeds of gifting. Not Gift of Legacy first, the seeds of gifting. Explain to them what gifting is about. And that it's not a fast process, but it's a sustainable process. And then once you got them interested, then you tell them more about Gift of Legacy. Does that answer your question?
Thank you, Captain.
And if you need people to be motivated, fly me down to the Western Cape. I'll go come motivate them. Put them in a hall. Just make sure there's 5,000 people and there's enough Cremora tart. Otherwise, I'm not coming down.
Just add chocolate
I'll
cake in
motivate.
that thing.
No, chocolate cake
with
I only eat when
Cremora tart.
no. Chocolate cake I only eat when I'm in Gauteng. Once I go to the Western Cape, it's Cremora tart. There's a person there with the name of Yanni Fourie who makes the most beautiful, motivating Cremora tart. I had one whole one for myself when I went down for presentations in April.
You just
You
better
must
bring
No, the
some
chocolate,
back.
the chocolate cake I eat
Ingredients
at
on
my
the
own
front.
house. You come deliver a 7-layer chocolate cake here at my place.
So you must give everybody the recipe.
Yeah,
Of the
send
Cremora.
Yanni a message. Cremora tart is very easy. My mother had a good recipe, but she decided last year to go to heaven, so she can't make it for me anymore. So now I'm without Cremora tart. I can actually make it myself. I just don't have time. Right. Anybody else who wants to say something? I had a phone call with somebody just somewhere after 12 this afternoon, who asked me, how do we keep on motivating the people? How do we tell them that the system is being tweaked so that it works better? Although you may not always see it, and from our side, we sometimes see funny things. We've seen on, I think on Thursday, or I can't remember, that suddenly on the gold boards where you go peak, you land on the old board. But it was for a few minutes and then it got fixed again. But the fact that on the peak, it showed that you're landing on an old board shows me that the algorithm is working. The gracious giver leading profiles, to which all the migrated profiles and the invitees is linked, when they cycle through, will go to the oldest board. That I can guarantee you. The only challenge we've got, where it will look funny, is our original migrated profile that the submarine is linked to. That gracious giver profile is going to cycle through 15 times before any of the others get a turn, because we've got a lineage that's over 11,000 strong current. And that will push that profile. Now that means every few weeks he's going to land on the oldest board, get it done, and then eat the next one. as we push them from behind. With the current amount of boards we're working on, there's huge momentum. I cannot explain to you the difference between what's currently happening and what happened up to 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks ago, I had serious doubts if we're going to have one board finish in a week. And now we're working on more than 300 at the same time. Trust and believe the process. Again, like I said in the 11 o'clock call, I may or may not know the future. May the odds forever be in your favor. There's good things coming. There is good things coming for Gift of Legacy. All right, unmute yourself, shout bye. I'm going to have a coffee and then I'm going to have a quick afternoon nap of 20 minutes.
Love you, Captain. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Captain. Bye, Lizette.
Bye, Stefan. Bye, Cons.
Bye.